Okay, whoa.
I'm the meat chef.
Well, I don't like Facebook because I can't find a job.
Do I smoke meat?
And you go and you betrayed me.
I am on a good place.
I didn't mean for this to happen.
That's right, I'm married with a family.
Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
Good. Another car sitting outside our house. You love to see that.
It's chilling.
Yeah, as always.
Oh yeah.
It's always there.
Does it freak you out?
A little bit. I was just telling Damien about that, actually, how in our neighborhood it's weirdly like right in this area where people tend to just like park
How,
and
wait,
sit there.
How do you have the camera set up? Does it matter
checked
where
this.
I sit? No,
No.
I mean like, is it the full room or?
Yeah, it's the full room.
Oh.
So you're... I mean, I can just here. Sit there, though.
There we go.
Yeah, sit where you're going to sit.
Want me to? Well, I think that whole couch is being shown, which is. Do we need to worry about framing it in that way, or just showing the room is fine?
If I'm just going full Bert Kreischer.
Yeah. Nice.
Get those shorts out. Who knows if you'll be able to see me, but I think you should be all right.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Oh, look at Damien, full cozy.
I'm saying we should rotate this spot. This is the fun. I don't need to be king.
It's like
love
you're
seat.
our guest.
Yeah.
Were you there for the first episode?
The first episode of this podcast?
Yeah, or last episode?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And I was on the outside.
You're right there.
I was. Oh yeah, because I'm
This is the exact setup. This
Yeah,
is the same
Yeah,
setup.
yeah.
tech guy. This is a tech guy spot. Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys get scared of people?
People in our
In
neighborhood?
general?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Like what? The Bushwick was 10 times crazier, and it's New York. A car parked outside means, I do immediately assume that they're listening to us, and
Yeah.
like watching what we do, and then I'm like, that's stupid.
Right. I was telling Casey this when you were gone over the weekend on one of those like really hot days. I was doing my laundry and I walked by that auto shop, and there was a guy coming out of a car. It was a white guy in a do-rag, and I was like, uh-oh. That was like
Yeah.
I was like
The white guy do-rag.
white guy do-rag. You're like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
You're
You
like,
don't see it.
You're like, this is an interesting look.
Yeah, like that guy's not technically. He could be fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
is interesting about that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell him about the push-up guy.
Oh, and then I was coming home like 1 a.m. and it's like 100 degrees out.
Yeah.
And there's a guy on our street on that one that's kind of a hill going down
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, yeah.
There's just a guy. No one else is out. There's a guy just doing push-ups on the sidewalk.
On the sidewalk.
On the
Like,
sidewalk.
on the incline.
On the incline.
On the step.
At like 1 a.m. in 100 degrees.
Wow.
And I was almost home, and this was like, all right, I'm going to get my keys out.
Was
Just kind of.
Do you think he was doing them consistently, or was he just waiting for you to walk by?
Well, I don't. That's the thing. I saw that, and I was like,
301, 302.
I was like, I don't want that guy to pop up and be like, all right, now let's use this strength. So I was like, all right, we gotta hurry back.
He had been doing push-ups since 8 p.m. Just like a Super Saiyan waiting to explode on someone.
He's doing heavy gravity training.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, our neighborhood is not dicey at all, like in any way. It's just that sometimes, like, I guess that's what it is. It's like Bushwick was scarier. Like, I lived in a really bad neighborhood, but I think that this neighborhood is so quiet that when something's out of the ordinary, it sticks out a lot more.
Yeah.
You know? If I saw a guy doing push-ups on my old block at 1 in the morning, that would be, like, totally normal.
Yeah.
Like, that's not weird at all. But here it feels weird. It feels like something is going to happen because our neighborhood's so quiet that you're like, this is out of place.
Yeah, well, it's the horror movie thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, you're like in a quiet area, and then all of a sudden there's a guy in a mask. You're like, what? There's not people with masks here.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so crazy because for me, my experience with Bushwick was like, what's imagination? Where does Mr. Rogers go? Pretendville.
Oh yeah,
Imagination
the
land.
neighborhood. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called.
Yeah. Dwayne lived in Won't You Be My Neighbor town.
Yeah.
And I lived in.
Everyone. I knew people would say they'd wave in the morning.
That's so nice.
Hi, Dwayne.
That is nice. That's what I would expect in this neighborhood.
Well,
know?
we do have the lady next door
Yes, Heltka.
who has, I think, invited us all over at one point or another.
Helka?
Yeah.
She's invited everyone over?
Yeah, she invited
Yeah.
me over.
Oh, she probably just thought that you were me.
Yeah.
She's like, "Are you the man who fixed my bookcase?" And you're like, "Yes."
Well, you went
If only
over.
for the pie and the wine. Yeah, I went over because it would seem like normal, but then like I realized, oh, she's like got real dementia issues.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like it's not fun. I'm not just hanging out with an old lady. I'm hanging out with a.
Yeah.
I mean, it was I didn't mind helping her out, but it's just like it's not socially fun.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Having that
Yeah.
glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like telling me about all the photography she did for like Time magazine.
Oh, damn.
Something. Yeah, some like she traveled a lot. I don't know. Helka.
That is a cool job.
Photographer for Times
Yeah.
Magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if our neighbor buddy Brad has has hung out.
Brad Howe.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's hung out with her.
He lives right next door.
Yeah, he's probably been invited over also.
Yeah.
I just found out Brad has lived in this neighborhood. Brad, if you're listening, hi, Brad. He just did my show on Friday, and I talked to him for a while about this neighborhood, and he told me he has lived here for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's probably longer than she has.
Yeah, Brad's been here since this neighborhood was first built.
Who's he live with?
He lives alone in a basement.
Oh, okay.
He lives by himself. I think he lives alone, but he had a funny riff up top because I was like, "Oh, please welcome my neighbor, Brad Howe." And then he went up and he was like, "Yeah, Case, we are neighbors. We should hang out. I live in a basement. Come over to my basement." And I was like,
Does he have a backyard?
Yeah, he does actually. And I told him.
Ooh, I bet he barbecues. He barbecues.
Yeah. Yeah. He told me. I told him we have a roof and that we throw parties.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a look of excitement on his face that I haven't seen in a long time from someone. And I was like, "You're definitely invited to the next time." He was like, "Please let me know. I will be there."
Yeah.
And I feel like he will definitely be here.
Yeah.
So he lives so close.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's literally not our next door neighbors who we don't like. I think pretty openly we can say, but he's the next house if you look at his house, there's a basement, like there's a walk down thing. That's his place. He doesn't live in the upstairs house. That's his landlord's.
This is landlord's.
Yep.
I am happy though because those next door neighbors last summer, they would just start talking at like 2 a.m. right outside my window. Oh,
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
yeah.
They just have like a. Do they still have that garbage thing?
The dumpster.
The dumpster.
They had a full dumpster in their front yard.
Yeah,
Or in their front.
It's still there,
area.
isn't it?
it's still there. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Why would they just have
It's not even getting filled up. I feel
No.
like they just have a dumpster, like they own it, and then they rent it out to people. It's like one of those like, life gives you
Yeah.
lemons. They're like, we have a dumpster.
When
We'll
life,
just keep it in our front yard until someone's like, "Can I rent your dumpster?"
Right.
when
Yeah. Well,
life-
how do you just have a big? They don't. You. How
That's
does
the
they
thing
can't
is-
own it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
still
It's
there.
like, does the landlord own it or something?
Yeah.
Because no, you don't. You don't typically just have a dumpster, and if
Yeah.
you're not using it, you're paying for it every day. So
The city's just like, can we just leave this here? We don't know where else.
yeah,
Tell you what, that's one of those things where like, I
and
bet
it's like
you,
a big dumpster. It's like a trailer, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
semi-trailer dumpster in their front yard.
I bet you day one, like that someone gives you that size of a dumpster. They're like, "We're giving you this dumpster."
Yeah.
I bet you day one you're like, "This is great." You probably throw all your trash away immediately, and you're like, "How fun."
Yeah.
I bet you day two, immediate drop off. I bet you that dumpster becomes a burden within 24
We have
hours.
a giant dumpster.
Yeah, because it's like first day you're like, "Let's put all our trash in it," and then you're like, "We don't even know
Yeah,
where
they
to
don't-
take this."
They're not gonna get it. They're not gonna like, climb in there. and
No.
Grab it.
Yeah, it's truly a burden.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like
It's
anyone,
24 hours, and then
anyone
it's
who's
over.
ever like parked their car on the front lawn.
Yeah,
They're like, "Well, I'll fix it, tomorrow."
Yeah.
Eventually, it just starts seeping into the lawn.
Yeah.
It becomes the lawn.
The nature reclaims the car.
Did you guys? I mean, you were in the OC, so probably not. But
People parking on lawns?
and like let their car go to shit.
No.
Yeah, we had that.
You had that?
in Connecticut? Yeah, people would. It's funny, like the grass would start to grow out of the gas tank. Like it would,
Yeah.
the nature would grow through the car.
Honestly,
Yeah.
though, once it gets to that point, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
If you can
Like
I
make
said,
it through
yeah.
that rough,
Yeah.
you know.
It's just I Am Legend.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
all like
It
that.
becomes part of your lawn.
Yeah.
It's like a lawn ornament, but it's a lawn car,
Yeah.
and you're never gonna fix it up.
Our-
That was that great Louis joke.
The first neighborhood we lived in, like it was like, yeah, I'm like, man, my parents must have been poor. Well, I mean, I guess they just moved here, so they were like doing anything. But like, backyard, like the neighbors in the back had like 15 cars parked, and then to the left there was like cars and trailers and all sorts of junk. We lived around like 2 or 3 hoarders. I went back there recently. This is in Washington, and still there.
Really?
All that junk. I remember one of the RVs, and it's still there,
Wow,
like over 25 years later.
Damn.
Yeah.
couldn't imagine.
That's like a Jordan Peterson rule. That's got to be like, it's like clean your room. Also, if you have trash in your lawn,
Yeah.
that's maybe start there.
Yeah.
Maybe start there first.
First step to being a man: get the trash off your lawn
Get the trash off your lawn.
and cut the grass.
Yeah.
That's, first step to
Yeah.
hypermasculinity.
When you change your tire, you don't need to throw it directly onto the grass. You don't need to.
Do you guys have a lot of stuff? Are you guys big? Like, do you have like relics of your
Yeah.
of your past in your
Yeah.
rooms? Do you guys have a lot of that stuff? You
I
guys
keep
collect?
almost nothing now because I used to, and then it just became a burden. Anytime I moved or anything, I just hated it. I hated it more than anything. So now I keep next to nothing. There's like one box where I've got like a couple things I got A's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like a few little trinkets of stuff, but I hate trinkets. I hate displaying little things.
Mm-hmm.
Tchotchkes. I hate tchotchkes.
Tchotchkes.
What's tchotchkes?
I don't know.
It's like that'd be like, like what we're kind of
Oh.
just little things.
Yeah, as you described this, you have your toys on display in,
Yeah.
in our living room.
Well, that's what I'm down to. See, I used to have, now I just have, Mecha. I'll show the camera.
Is that a Ninja Turtle?
Yeah, Mecha Ninja Turtle. He's got a gold-plated shell.
Yeah.
So
I got the important stuff. Like I got that one toy I had a huge attachment to. I've got my passport. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not crazy, but I do hold on to stuff. I get rid of stuff in moves. In moves is when I kind of decide.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, all right, this shit needs to go, kind of a thing.
I guess tchotchkes, just to go back to that, I guess I called them knickknacks. My mom used to call them knickknacks. That's what
Yeah.
we call them, like little things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like knickknacks.
yeah, same thing.
I have a scrapbook that my mother made for me, which is like, it's funny you said stuff you got A's on. I have a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of like old report cards and like high school photos and like, pictures of me playing basketball and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, nothing like, I don't have like, we used to have it on display, I think, or somewhere. I had my old prom photo. And I thought it was going to be funny to put it out here. I had a picture of me and my prom date
Oh yeah.
doing the classic like hands around their waist picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, by the way, I think a pretty creepy photo now that I look back a little bit.
She's your date.
Makes sense.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
I know, but
What do you want? Us to side by side,
You're
arm
gonna
around the shoulder?
But
You're gonna slow dance in like an hour.
I know, but in prom, at least for my prom, my date was a friend.
Yeah.
Like she was like a friend. So it's like I would not do that.
You don't hold your friends.
I don't hold my friends. I don't hold my friends.
I think it's a context thing. I think like
Oh no, totally. I
prom,
just
think,
I remember leading up to the photo being nervous to do that. Also, I had
you're
like
like
never.
wiping sweaty palms.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
never
like,
touched a girl before that. So I mean, at that point,
all that prom stuff and the first dance stuff, that's all like, it's all like stuff you do that time and never again.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Buy a girl a flower to put on her to pin,
Yeah.
Or no, she puts it on her wrist, right?
She pins
And then
it on
she
you.
pins it on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
the corsage.
Yeah, you know, no one has ever pinned a flower on me since then.
Damn, dude.
Well, folks,
Is that-
write in if you want to if you want to pin a corsage on Dwayne. We really
What's
write
it?
in
There's the
Crush Course
corsage,
Pod.
and then what's the girl one?
I thought the corsage was that was the girl one.
Then
Or
what's
is
the
that-
guy one?
Isn't that called the same thing?
No,
They're called
it's a corsage. And then,
a corsage.
the
I have no
wrist.
idea.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Pin the flower.
Write
And
in.
It's
Crush
also
Course
how
Pod
you,
if
you
know.
touch people different than you ever will later in life.
Yeah, I've never put my hands around a girl's waist like that since,
Oh my god.
and I've had 2 long term relationships.
Yeah. The
I've
slow
never-
dance also. That's like the only time I feel like you ever dance with anyone.
Oh,
like
you
that.
don't dance with your girlfriends?
At
You
a-
don't slow dance to
Yeah.
seal Kiss from a Rose?
Just swaying back and forth.
I've done that with a girlfriend at a wedding. You do that at a wedding.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? You don't do like this. I mean, maybe she puts her, but like sometimes you kind of just like,
Or like
you
a
kinda
hug,
like
right?
yeah, you like hold each other and kind of just like,
Yeah.
and you like talk, because you're a couple, you know, and you
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
just like, but you don't like, it's not the like
The middle,
arm's
yeah,
length.
the middle school slow dance is your arms are not bent at all.
Yes,
You're fully extended,
elbows straight,
elbows straight.
eye contact straight at the ceiling.
Dude, I remember the
Don't
first
look
What,
time
you
I-
didn't look at them? You look up?
Yeah, I
You
didn't.
look
Or
up?
I would, or my
Oh.
eyes would dart around. I don't know. I was nervous.
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to think that like you had to look at them. That's what you were supposed to do.
No,
So
dude.
I'd like focus on looking at them, and then looking away. You know,
Yeah.
No, I looked.
I always
around.
wondered
I
if
looked
they
around.
like sometimes. I mean, dude, dancing was so weird. It's like, who was doing this correctly? The slow dancing,
Oh yeah.
like. You'd get close with some girls, not close. Sometimes I had. Did you guys ever have someone like twirl the back of your neck?
What?
Like, what is that for?
Wait, what do you mean?
Just do a little on the back of your neck.
No, I
felt
think
great.
she was into I think that girl was into you. I think that girl.
Yeah.
with their finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I never had that.
But it's like who would? I mean, I've never. That's never happened since, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
And as
wow.
a kid, I was like, it was just the like. Now I'd be like, what are you doing?
But
You know?
Did you get like goosebumps?
Yeah. As a kid, it was like
honestly,
no one's
feels like
ever
a-
touched me before.
Feels like a power move on her part.
I think it was.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
It was kind of like a. Oh, you're stimulated by this, aren't
Right.
you?
Are you
little,
into this?
You little child.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I was a
Middle school.
child until after high school. So
Dude, yeah.
I was a child till 25. That's what. And
My-
even still, I'm a 2-year-old, so
My hands were so sweaty
yeah.
the first time. I could like feel her dress getting wetter
oh man,
just from like holding, just like
You
holding
just
her waist. I'm
handprints on
like,
her.
I'm so sorry. She's gonna like have to go into the bathroom,
oh man.
like pat down. It was
Do you still sweat out of your hands?
yeah. I get nervous before like a set sometimes.
Yeah,
Every once
it
in a
comes
while.
out through the hands.
Yeah, and I'll try to like wipe them down before I shake someone's hand before I get on stage.
Right.
You know.
I just had to accept at one point I will always have clammy hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just how it is. No matter, even if I wipe them down, it's still there.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of clamminess. It's like humidity or something. It's like
yeah.
you just can't. I can wipe my hands down over and over, but they'll not be dry. People will still sense it. They'll be drier.
Yeah.
But people will still be like, those are hands.
They'll feel
clammy.
your insecurity.
Yeah.
That's a weird moment where like you, as soon as you like grab someone's hand, you're like, oh, you're nervous. Look at you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not though. Not a nervous guy.
yeah.
It's clammy.
I don't get sweaty hands. I get shaky hands. Sometimes my
yeah.
hand shakes on stage if it's like a big show, and I have a thing where I'm like going like this, and as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh no,
Oh,
oh no,
yeah.
everyone sees. I put that. Well, you guys have seen me do it, but I'm a big like. I like to put my hand in my pocket and kind of like put it in and out, and it's
Yeah.
because I'm doing that because if I'm nervous, it's something to do with my hand. I kind of rock, and I also stick my arms out all
Right.
wide, kind of take advantage of.
My hands will shake. I do a telephone, and if it's shaking, I'm like, oh, I just look so nervous, you know.
Looks like you're getting a text while you're on the phone.
Yeah, it's like I'm not even nervous
Yeah.
though, you know. It's just like whatever is going on in my.
I think it may sometimes it's adrenaline. James,
Yeah.
my friend James Nichols, our friend, not just my friend, but
Happy birthday, James.
oh yeah, happy birthday, James. He's
Whoa,
a
happy birthday.
yeah for the listeners. He's a fellow comedian, good friend of ours. But he says he gets the handshake a lot, the off mic handshake, like all the time. Sometimes, even at like a mic, sometimes he'll get it, and he's like, I think it's just like a weird adrenaline thing. He's like on stage, you just adrenaline's pumping a little bit more. Unless you're like really low energy and it's like super low stakes, but like but he says it's like not a nerves thing. And I'm the same way because if my handshake, that doesn't mean I'm nervous. I'm nervous usually if I'm messing up my words.
Yeah.
If I'm like not speaking right.
I
But
used to get it really bad when I first started. You know what happened the most is I went to get my notes. I'd be like, oh, what was I gonna say? And then I like grab my notes, and then the mic hand just starts going like this. You probably hear the mic shaking, but that would be really bad. And I was like, oh, everyone can tell.
And then if your voice starts trembling,
My lip is quivering.
there's a few people I've seen who are like semi-famous, really good comics who do that still though, and it's like they're not nervous. It's just it's something. You
Fight or
know?
flight,
They're
maybe?
like they'll shake and they almost sound like, put the other hand on.
Yeah. Well, you don't ever get.
Maybe it's alcoholics.
I've kind of worked it into my almost the way that I talk on stage though, the like kind of mush mouth. I've kind of adopted that because in the beginning it started to happen a lot. I would mess things up. And now saying things kind of like off or wrong, I've now worked into my like stylistic way of speaking to like try and be funny.
Right.
But it's for behind the scenes here. It's a little bit because I'm covering up the fact that happens when I get nervous. I become kind of a mush mouth a little bit.
Mush mouth. I used to be a real mush mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As a
What,
kid,
did you
I
just
used,
start-
I used to have to go to speech therapy.
Me too.
Yeah. hell
I
yeah.
got my S's all wrong. My mouth would fill up with saliva,
Uh-huh.
and I'd get that kind of like I'd sound like the kid from Stranger Things with no teeth.
Yeah.
I kind of had that voice when I was a kid, and I still kind of get it a little bit. And I really like swallowing spit. For me, is gross, but it's something I do a lot.
Yeah.
I used to do.
Cover
I
it.
couldn't do my S's. I couldn't do my R's. I couldn't do CH, SH, Z. Oof. Sex. That was my favorite cereal. Yeah.
Did this ever happen in like reading in school? Like you got to
No.
like read in front of the class.
No, I was kind of over it before you were reading aloud in class because this was like when I was in like first grade kindergarten, and you're not really
okay.
reading aloud in class until like third. I feel like right when do you start reading aloud in class?
I think in second grade, at least.
Yeah.
Right. First
I-
grade? No, I think I read out loud in like first grade, but it'd be
Whenever you start
really
reading,
simple.
probably.
Shit.
Yeah. When did you guys learn how to read? I'm trying to
I don't even
align, I'm
remember
trying to align
now.
my answer. I'm waiting for one of you guys to say it and be like, yeah, me too.
I actually have no idea when I started reading.
12 is too old, right?
Definitely too old. It's definitely.
I just wanted to make sure.
Well, what happened to me is I think I may be overcorrected because people will sometimes say that I overpronounce words, and I think maybe it's because of that.
Yeah. Oh,
Like I'll just overly
because of
of speech therapy. Yeah,
of course.
And so I really emphasize my R's and my E's and my S's.
Well, they taught you how to speak.
Yeah,
Now you
but not like a
speak that
normal
way.
person.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. All right, so clearly the normal way is not going to work for you. So you're going to need to sound magnanimous.
yeah.
you know what? Dwayne developed a transatlantic accent. You know
Yeah.
how old
Yeah.
movie stars used to talk?
Yeah.
I was riding the train here. You're like, what?
You're like a
Why is
noir
this-
detective.
Yeah, why does this 11-year-old sound like Humphrey Bogart? What's this? Yeah, I kind of did the opposite. To overcorrect, I kind of mumbled. I was a big mumbler in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I was, but I was also like trying to be cool. I was like,
Oh, to mumble?
yeah. I like didn't want to speak up,
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you guys ever had this, but have you guys ever had someone call you out for being too much? Almost like you're like really loud and having fun, or like being loud.
Sure.
And then someone's like, "Hey,
Never.
take it easy," and then you're like, it like ruins your
Yeah.
day.
Stifling life,
Yeah.
stifling your vitality.
Well, they
Yeah.
just tell you to bring your joy down, and it really
No.
hurts your feelings.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
so to counteract that, I would never get like that in high school. I'm like that now. I like to crank it up, I like to yell. You hear me and my best friend talk on the phone. It was just us screaming.
Well, you guys were talking on the roof, and I could hear you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Shout out to Alex if you're listening. Well, it is. He's driving when we talk on the phone. He lives in California, so he's driving home from work, and naturally it's louder because I hear the car noise. So I'm trying to be louder than the car noise.
Wait, were you in high school? Were you like one of those like mumblers where you like it's like kind of annoying, where you'd be like blah blah blah, and I'd be like what?
No,
it wasn't so like social.
No.
It was fine. It was just like.
No, it was like I was quiet, I guess you would say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Socially, I was quiet. At home, I was a regular. My brother actually wouldn't speak up. My middle brother, he was a mumbler to the point where it was like, "What did you say?" And it was like hard to understand what he was saying.
I had a friend who like he would mumble, but he would also come in right here so you could hear him, and it was just every time it's like, dude, you need to talk further away from me.
Yeah, it sounds like a thing you have with that guy. I don't know.
Well,
I
mean, I feel like. That's a lot of mumblers also can be close speakers.
To compensate. They come right up at you.
No, I never did that. I never did that.
They just do ASMR in your ear. Hey, Dwayne, how you doing? How's it going?
I was like in Seinfeld, the close talker.
I have a friend, another friend, a Seattle comic, and she kind of mumbles all the time, but she's talking mad shit about everything all the time. So it makes sense that she's mumbling.
So she's always keeping on the down low.
Yeah. she's just always kind of riffing about whatever's going on around her, and it feels personal, like it's for you, but I think she's doing it for herself.
Yeah.
Maybe you're lucky enough to hear it.
She's just talking shit to the world.
Kind of, yeah.
Just like, maybe you'll hear it. Maybe you'll get in on this.
I hate when someone talks at full volume on the subway with you.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. I hate it too.
I don't want anyone to know what I'm talking about on the
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where they come in.
You have a really funny story about Molly. I think we'll be okay telling this, but you guys went to go see Detective Pikachu together?
Yeah. Wait, I can't remember.
Isn't this?
We did see it together. I can't remember.
Well, basically, I thought you told me that she was describing the movie on the train.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going. We saw it together, and then we're coming back. We were like just on the train somewhere, and we were talking about it. And Molly was like full volume, like describing the ending of the movie. And I was like, oh yes, we got to keep it down. And she's like, why? And I'm like, well, what if someone on this train hasn't seen the movie?
I do love that consideration. For as much as we hate everyone on the train, you are worried about whether or not you're spoiling the ending of Pikachu.
Yeah.
Of Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, she was like,
that's more a story like, I feel like what Molly was doing was probably just pretty standard. It's more of a story of Damien's extreme consideration for movie spoilers.
Oh, I was being crazy.
Yeah.
I was being like, it's like who gives a shit? Like none of these.
You are very aware of that. Like Casey started bringing up Stranger Things, and you were like, Dwayne, have you finished it yet? And I was like, no, I have not. Thank you, Damien.
It's really I know what it means to me.
Right.
So I just assume it means the same thing to everyone else, but it doesn't. It
is weird though. Yeah. It's like knowing something like almost ruins it. But you could almost guess how Stranger Things would have gone, right?
Yeah.
But someone telling you that, you're like, great. Now that I know for sure.
Right. I just don't want to know. I just wanted to see it the way they intended. Just sort of unfold in front of your eyes. I don't want someone to be like, oh, get ready for this. And I'm like, don't tell me that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have I'm not into movies that are filled with giant plot devices like a lot of people like with superhero. I'm just not into superhero movies, and those are like famously like Tom Holland like famously kind of spoiled Avengers, right? And like these movies have like epic spoilers to them, and I'm not. Those aren't my. I don't care about those movies. I just don't like them. I don't see them.
Yeah.
So like, it would. I like honestly though. Like if someone weirdly like spoiled Phantom Thread, I'd be like not bummed, but I'd be like, I want to see the movie. I don't want to know what happens in the middle of the movie.
Well, sometimes even I don't want to hear like someone goes, "Oh, I'm going to see this movie," and they're like, "No spoilers, but it's all about," and then they tell you like the themes of the movie.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all about how fathers and sons don't really have like a, and then you're like, well, now I'm watching this movie looking for it, and I want to
feel
be
like
able
I've
to.
done that to you before.
Oh, I can't remember. I'll
The
just
worst
yeah.
is like a comedy. If someone starts telling you anything about it's like they're like,
Oh,
"Oh
yeah.
no, I'll tell you apart. It doesn't spoil it." And it's like, yeah, it doesn't spoil the plot, but now it's not funny.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
Yeah,
Comedy.
yeah.
Like you're just telling me the bits. Or like if someone tells me like a stand-up special and they like do the bit, I'm like, oh, then I watch it. It's not as fun.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say even sometimes they'll release like stand-up clips, like Comedy Central will, and the title will be the punchline.
Right.
So you're going, oh, what's the
Yeah.
eagle situation? And then like the guy's like telling the story, you're like, where is this gonna come? And there's an eagle, and you're like, oh, it's the eagle situation.
Yeah, they're like, what is a medically shitty personality? What's that? What's that?
Well, I have.
And then you watch it, and you still don't know
Yeah, you still
at
don't
the end
know.
of it.
I have a joke about my. I do like that direct stab there.
Yeah.
I have a joke called. Well, in my book, it's written as "gay dad," but part of the opening to the joke is just a turn where it's like, "My dad's gay," right?
Yeah.
And what's it called? Rooftop Comedy recorded and put it up, and they made their own title, and it just says "Gay Dad." Like, oh wow, who's gonna be fooled here?
Yeah, my set list names are always really. They're just the trigger words that I
Yeah.
look at to see. Like I have a joke about. Playing with my hair on a bus.
Uh-huh.
And having long hair and looking at it in my phone, and the way I write it, if I do it in a set, is long hair pussy.
Yeah.
Long hair pussy.
Yeah, because the punchline has to do with that last word, but the first part, long hair, has like nothing really to do. Like it's confusing, but then when you hear the joke, you're like, I think it makes sense.
Oh, you're gonna get so confused if you write a joke about girls who shave. It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
Which one's which?
No, does that ever happen to you though, where you guys like you'll come up with
Yeah.
something and and you're like, oh, I can't write the same name.
Well, that's
I
funny.
did version 2.
Well, it's funny because I had a set list in my shirt pocket, and someone saw it, and she was like, "Long hair pussy. What is that a joke?" She thought it was a joke about like girls shaving their vaginas, and then I had to explain it, and I was like, "I know it looks like that, but it's actually about something you don't think it's about."
No, that
It's
would be
just the trigger
something
words.
that if I saw at a open mic, I'd be like, what idiot? What brand new comic is talking about long vagina hair?
No,
Yo,
mine's-
you guys ever see?
Yeah, my joke is exactly the opposite of that. But it's just funny the way I write it makes it seem a lot more dirty than it is. That's actually one of my dirtiest jokes technically because it just has that word in it. I don't really swear otherwise. So that's
Yeah.
like the only joke that really has a big curse word in it.
It could just be called pussy.
Yeah.
Just
What about
Simply.
all the chlamydia jokes?
I don't swear on those.
But those are dirty, right?
I
I don't know those rules.
don't
how that
know.
works.
I just mean like I don't swear or anything in them.
yeah,
Right.
if it's too crass.
Yeah. I guess those jokes would be more. They're just sex jokes. They're more about hooking up.
Yeah, you can have clean chlamydia jokes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who else has got TV ready chlamydia jokes?
This guy.
Don't worry, I have clean chlamydia jokes.
When I'm
Yeah, what if
pitching
you
my
can?
chlamydia
You know,
joke.
if you can talk about, you can probably talk about chlamydia on TV.
Yeah.
You don't think I could tell that joke on TV?
I think you could probably tell that.
Yeah, I think I could.
Yeah.
I definitely think I could. It's a joke about being prepared sexually.
Yeah,
That's what it's really about.
Did you guys in middle school for health class? We had to do a lot of like sex posters, like advertisements, and we'd put them around the school. Did you guys do that at all?
No.
That was it. No.
Wait, what do
No, I
you what do
never
you
did
mean?
Like it was like as if you were making like a anti STD ad or a health like sexual awareness ad, and you made a poster. And they
Yeah.
got put up all around the school. It was like, let's get the message out there
Yeah.
and let's insource it, you know?
This seems prone to shenanigans.
Well, you know, it ended up being a lot of like, chlamydia is not a flower. What was the
pretty
other
funny.
one? Some about, always like someone who always had like a nice pun
Yeah.
about like condoms and
No claps for getting the clap.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, got crabs.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like.
yeah.
See, now I like that.
Can you imagine
That's-
though?
I
Like,
like
now
that.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
that's
it, and
good.
you guys didn't do it. That was a
Yeah.
normal experience for me. Imagine like not knowing what's going on and just being a parent showing up and like, what is this? Got crabs, got
Yeah, what are you-
chlamydia.
What are you working on today? Well, I'm doing advertising for crabs.
I remember there used to be this poster in the health class, and it said, sex with one partner can still be group sex. Right?
Wow.
First of all, slut shaming, right?
Well, yes.
Second of all, that was like, whoa, what? I had to
Yeah.
really think about all the options. First of all, an introduction to that group sex existed. I had no idea at that point
You could
that
have sex with multiple people.
there could be multiple people having sex at once. And
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds enticing,
Yeah.
And then, my imagine went off from there. And I can't believe that that's just hanging up in a middle school. Like,
Yeah.
they couldn't even explicitly say what sex is. You barely learned about it, yet
Yeah.
it's almost more crass.
Yeah, except
I
you're
don't-
learning about implied threesomes.
Yeah.
And,
I don't get it.
It
I'm
also
thinking
showed a
about
ton
this.
of crabs on it.
Oh.
But the idea, you're not having sex. The crabs aren't part of the group sex. It's that
Oh.
if you have sex with one person, she could have had sex with multiple partners.
Oh,
that
I didn't even. My brain didn't even go that way.
Yeah.
See, that's like more advanced than 27-year-old Casey can like wrap his brain. I
Oh,
couldn't. The
yeah.
whole time you were talking about it, I was just sitting here thinking, being like,
Two people as a group.
It
I
honestly,
was like, that's what I thought it was. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind
what
of
I thought it was,
nice.
too.
That's kind of nice. It's like there's another person. Think about the
Oh,
other person.
I thought it was like super negative. Like it was like if even if you're having sex with one person, it's like you're having sex with the world.
Oh, man.
that's too much. One is too much.
to be honest, I still don't know to this day because it was very unclear.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
also it was using the premise that group sex is bad, which no one had told me that. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
So it was very
Maybe this is why it's
Confusing.
a good poster because it's thought provoking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All the middle schoolers are running their minds, going like, "What does he mean?"
It's like an art house film. You know what I mean? There's a lot of imagery and symbolism you need to break down, and you need to think of the crabs on the poster. You're like,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that involved?
Everyone
Or is it
sees
just
something
about
different.
people?
I remember there was this one guy.
Is it a vase or two women?
He was like I think he was like a religious guy, and he said having sex. It's amazing how people come up with these like metaphors that like they sound so good to them, but they're not. He's like having
yeah.
sex is like if you imagine you have a rose, and you keep pulling a petal
heard
off
this.
the rose every time you have sex. Well, by the end, you have no more petals.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Just
that's
have a
that's a
sound-
little slut shamey.
You just
Yeah.
have a sexy ass stem.
Yeah.
But what about all those people who didn't have petals that now have my petals? Maybe they can take that with them,
Yeah, no, they have a nice pedal. You gave them a gift.
V card.
Yeah.
Well, that's only the first petal.
Yeah, the first pedal is very special.
Yeah, the first petals. And what if is that
These are all
also
these are all my dirty pedals.
is that why people get so run down in marriages and stuff?
They run out of petals.
Yeah, pulling
Oh.
all the. One person took all your petals.
Ah,
I don't know. It was
Yeah.
that was like all the religious anti-sex stuff. I feel like I grew up with.
yeah, they're trying to paint a picture so they can't be like so crass to a bunch of middle schoolers. It's like, well, if you fuck this one person, then you get a bunch of gross shit. You're like, oh my god, talk about flowers or something. Yeah. What have you guys been up to?
Been up to?
Yeah. You're out of
Well,
town.
this weekend I went to a vasculitis conference. Yeah,
What'd you learn?
very interesting. It is a disease that is autoimmune. So it's like it's like being allergic, but times infinity.
Uh-huh.
And just my sister has some vasculitis thing, and so went to learn about it. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a kind of sucky autoimmune thing.
Yeah, it sucks.
Kind of like lupus or something like that. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
What's
in
Minnesota
the
like?
airport next to the Mall of America.
It was did you go to the
Right
mall?
next to, I did go to the mall and I
Oh.
could not handle it.
Too big?
It was too big.
Too many options.
Too many. But also everything sucked. It's kind of like, like in New York, everything's run down. Like, remember we went to that Dave and Buster's and like everything was broken?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, there were some cool parts, but I mean, I don't need to go on a roller coaster in the Mall of America.
Was Minnesota hotter than it was here?
No, it was pretty hot though.
Yeah, it was. We're in like.
We are sweating our balls off right now. It wasn't that hot. No.
Yeah, it was immensely. We had big heat wave here, so I was like wondering if it would be more hot in the middle of the country, but I guess not.
No. How'd you guys survive? How'd you manage?
AC.
I stayed in my room for the whole weekend. I really 48-houred. I had a 48-hour shift in that bedroom. Sunday I didn't leave the house at all. Saturday I went to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday I did not leave once. Did not even go outside. I didn't go down. I didn't even open that door. Front door. I was in the house 48 hours. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I had a tickle in my throat, and I think it's because I was just in the AC for literally too long. Like I didn't experience any.
You can just chill too hard, man.
Yeah, I had no sunlight for a day. No natural sunlight.
Yeah. Really.
Also recovering from my big bike crash.
That's right.
I think I got a concussion because I still have a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened? You were.
The whole crank on my bike, the bracket that holds on the pedal, not even the pedal, but the whole arm of the pedal, just snapped. I was standing up and I was putting all my pressure on it, and it just snapped, and I went right down.
Jeez.
Right next to a car too. A car was zooming past me.
Oh,
I just slammed my head in. I was going probably 20 miles an hour. Scratched my whole arm up, but it's all healed up now, which is nice.
Did your head cut open or anything?
No, I had my helmet on.
Oh, okay.
But I still hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I should probably get checked out because today I got major vertigo.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe it's the heat, but.
What's vertigo?
You get all dizzy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you feel like you're on a boat.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, they can't do anything for concussions, right? It obviously isn't that bad because I'm up and around and walking. It's just
this is how I felt when
headache. Oh yeah, that's right.
When I fell in the middle of the night and hit my head, presumably against the counter. I don't remember. I had memory loss, but
passed out.
And then
you had a black eye from that, right?
Yeah, I fell, cut open my eyelid, got a black eye. My neck hurt for like a month.
So that's good to hear because all my muscles hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely. I was sore.
Yeah,
I was sore for a bit.
All right.
Dwayne's like, I don't think it's that bad. He goes to the doctor like, hey, who's the president? Blue. What'd you say? Do you have trouble concentrating right now?
I mean, I always do though. At work.
Maybe you've had several concussions.
I'm just really tired.
Well,
here's the thing. If you didn't die overnight when you slept the first night, then I think you'll be all right.
Yeah. What if I have CTE now?
Well, then you're interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing to have.
Yeah.
Can be like one of those football guys that kills their family.
You could kill your family.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Those stories are rough. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
It's that Will Smith movie, Concussion.
Is that movie called Concussion?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a little on the nose.
Yeah. What's this movie about?
Tell the truth. Oh,
Tell the
man.
truth.
I didn't even see it. I just know that scene.
The best is that just how he repeats it.
Yeah.
You know, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Well, the guy gives him like a, maybe I would. And then he's like, no, tell the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, he hits him with that classic. That's like a movie cliche where it's like you say it, where it's like, do the right thing. Do the right thing. It's like you say it and then you really say it.
You never do that in a fight where you fights are always two people stammering, but then eventually you hit a really good line where you're tell the truth, and you're like, oh, and then you're like, tell the truth.
Yeah.
And then you
No,
say it again.
It's it's like when you're on stage and like something works and you're like, oh, I'll give it to him again, you know, and then they go for it. But like anyone backstage who knows you is like, what a ham,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, he's just stewing in it now. He's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
living in it.
Yeah. Getting in a fight, you just see a good reaction.
Oh yeah. Well, you
I
can
haven't-
see it in like their faces. They're like, oh, and you're like, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna drive this home.
Man, that makes me realize I haven't been in like a girlfriend fight in so long.
5 years?
5 years.
Do you miss it?
I don't know. It's actually probably not 5.
Yeah.
It's close to 3, 4. Well, maybe it is 5. Yeah. But no,
Have you
I
been in
don't
some-
miss fighting.
Have you been in some
a
blowouts?
relationship.
You guys been in some blowouts in your life?
Yeah, ones I don't want to talk about on a podcast for sure. That's not like well, let me tell you this. And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just give an anecdote about a past relationship. You?
Yeah. Never big ones. I've never I don't know.
Never raised your voice?
I've raised my voice before.
Yeah, me too. I've yelled.
Yeah, I've
yelled.
yelled. I've never thrown anything.
I never threw anything either. When I was a kid, one time I threw a water bottle at a wall and it busted a hole through the drywall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did that. You guys ever punch walls?
No.
Punched a tree.
Yeah, I know this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my ex-girlfriend and this other girl who I had like gone on a few dates with randomly showed up to this open mic that I was doing back in Orange County.
Both of them showed up
Both of them showed up.
together.
They were already there when I got there, and they were like talking, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Then I go on stage. They're not in there, and then as I go on stage, they come in, sit in the front row, and I proceed to have the worst set I've ever had in my entire life. I bombed so hard, and they're sitting there right in front of me, just looking at me. And I'm
Are they
just-
both exes?
Well, one was like an actual ex, and the other one was like a girl who I'd like been on a few dates with,
okay.
but like we weren't. But like we stopped seeing each other.
Yeah.
And then I go outside, and my friend's like, "Yo, what's up?" And I just like walk right past them, right to this palm tree, and then just kind of start wailing into it.
Oh, man.
just start like punching it.
I didn't know, in my head when he first told me the story, I thought it was a regular tree, but I like the image that it's a palm tree.
Oh, it's California, baby.
Because the palm tree is so, in my head, it's like Jimmy Buffett, like Vacation, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And Damien is just really going into it.
It's like let's
Fucking palm tree.
have a margarita. I don't
Yeah.
fuck margaritas. I don't want to do this. Oh my god! I remember that night. I was in such a bad place. We went to my friend's. We randomly were at my friend's office. We're like stopping in there to grab something. He like left, and I went to like the company fridge. And I took a soda, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna be a fucking bad person now." And I just like took the soda and left, and I'm like, being so dramatic. So dramatic.
You're like, this is who I am now.
yeah, I'm like, fuck it.
I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, I'm a bad guy. And so I drank that
Yeah.
weeks old Sprite, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny when you're in it, when you're like in a negative headspace, you can like really, like, it's almost like everything that you believe in goes out the window for a second.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Where it's just like, I get like really mad at something, and it's like, I'm in the same boat where I'll just like do something I wouldn't do
Yeah.
otherwise, like when someone's like, I remember I was in a really bad mood one day, so a bunch of bad stuff happened, and I was coming home, and a guy, it was raining out, and I had walked home in the rain, and one of our people on our street, like up on Greenpoint, not on this street, but like over there, he goes, "Oh man, it's raining," and I just looked at him. I said, "Yeah, it fucking is," and like stared at him, like
Oh,
I was
man.
I was like, that is something I would never do if I
Yeah,
wasn't in an insane person's headspace of being
Yeah.
so upset.
Was he trying to be
So.
jovial too?
Yeah, probably.
Oh man.
I yelled at a guy. He probably told his wife.
He
He probably went home and was like, "This guy yelled at me."
This guy's so mean.
It's New Yorkers.
Hey man, there's a guy that lives on 39th Street. It's really mean. Wait, is that the guy that lives next to Brad Howe? I love that guy.
Oh, Brad Howe's not going to want to hang out with us if he knows we get angry.
This is an angry house.
Angry podcast.
Do you think he ever gets angry?
Yeah, everybody gets mad.
No,
Everybody
it
gets
just-
mad.
It seems like
I'm speaking. I don't know. I'm speaking
Yeah.
purely from his jovial persona on
Yeah,
stage.
sure. If he ever listens to this, he's definitely not coming to hang out with us. This is too much. Oh, man.
Oh man. Yeah, but I've never had like the. I've heard the stories of guys being like, yeah, then I threw my computer across the room. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you guys ever know kids that threw controllers?
I threw controllers.
Yeah, you threw controllers.
Yeah.
Oh
I threw
man, you were
controllers.
one of those kids. Did you
Only in
destroy the
only in-
controller?
No, I never broke one, but
Oh.
only in fighting games
Oh, okay.
because I would get so pissed because I sucked. I just sucked at them.
Yeah, I quit with video games. With video games, there's the controller guys that throw the controllers. I
Yeah.
quit.
Yeah,
Like if I lost, I'd be like, "Oh, it's crazy. I'm never gonna do this again." And
Yeah.
I left and never did it again.
I hate these games.
I never
Yeah.
got angry at a video game.
Yeah, you never like.
No. The worst I do is like I would like move with. I'd stand up and move with the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I would throw the fighting games when you're like. You ever have it where you're doing like the 2 health bars, you're at like full health and they're at one last sliver of health and they just run it back.
Yeah.
And they just like perfect you and you
Yeah.
just lose and that's when controllers are flying.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be like, fuck this.
Man, fighting games. I never figured them out. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I never threw a controller.
Yeah.
I just never really played them.
Those are the only ones that got me
Yeah.
because I just sucked. I never learned.
It's also you're not fighting the computer. You're angry at the person almost. You know?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Playing against someone or against the computer?
I only computer. I think
Oh, okay.
if someone else was there, I would keep it together.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Nice.
do it in front of. There's kids who can freak out in front of other kids, and I couldn't do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can. Yeah, I would freak out in sports
Oh yeah.
like basketball. Pick up
Sports is
basketball.
like acceptable though, right?
yeah.
Because it happens a lot.
I feel like it's acceptable with video games too. All my friends, like if they got mad, they'd get mad.
Spike. A
Would you
controller.
be?
Yeah.
Would you be the dad that yells from the side?
Oh, never. I hated
Yeah.
parents like that. That's like so insane to me to
Yeah.
yell at a child.
Yeah.
To like yell about a child playing like little leaguers, it's like wild. That's to me, that's a mental illness. That's a dad that didn't succeed at sports taking it out on their child, and
Yeah,
like
it's
on
pretty
the,
funny.
you know
It-
what I mean?
there-
It's like it's
yeah.
so that's like a straight up like, oh, that dad like can't get hard or something, like, you know what I mean?
There was a notorious guy
He
at
can't
our.
fuck his wife.
There's a notorious guy like that at our high school.
Yeah,
a friend of
there's-
mine actually, and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
on the football team for only like the first year.
Yeah.
But his dad was the one.
Yeah. And
That would
and if
yell.
you're the kid, how embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Cuz you're so embarrassed in high school 100% of the time. You show up to high school and you're embarrassed until 3 p.m.
Yeah,
You're just embarrassed the whole time. And then to have your mom or dad start screaming while you're like when all the other parents are around. I was so socially conscious even with like parents
Yeah.
in high school of like what parents thought of me and what they thought of my parents. Like I wanted everything to be cool all the time, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I just so I would see those parents and I'd look at the kid and be like, don't you want to kill yourself right now? Like I'd be so ashamed
Yeah.
of that. You know?
Yeah, some parents like my parents would drop me off and like want a hug or something, and I'd be like, "No, mom, you're embarrassing me." And it's
That's
like,
the acceptable type of embarrassment
yeah,
as a
exactly.
parent, though.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like loving and
But then
sweet. But to have like a psycho screaming on a sideline.
comparing it to that.
Yeah, but one of my friends, like his dad kissed him on the lips in carpool. Like he was dropping him off, and his dad kissed him on the lips goodbye. And dude, people wrecked that guy.
Of
That
course,
guy
man.
that guy got like the whole day. People were like, "Oh, where's your dad?"
I had no idea that's what you were gonna say. It was like guy would kiss his son on the lips.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, right. And everyone's like,
Yo.
"What the fuck?"
This
He's like, "Yeah, dude, my dad kissing me on the lips. He loves me." And we're like, in hindsight, you're like, "Yeah, I guess so," but
I don't know.
I still
That's
think it's weird.
it's
That's
definitely like,
weird. I think it's weird. Like I've seen people kiss either parent on the lips, and I'm like, this is unacceptable.
yeah, lip kissing is pretty intense.
I had a friend who used to be like, he learned, when you learn to like openly admit things and be proud of it, right? So that you take away the power of being made fun of.
Uh-huh.
But he was doing that for kissing his dad on the lips.
Yeah,
you know, he'd be like, "Yeah, I kissed my dad on
Yeah,
the
I
lips.
kissed my dad on the
I
lips."
love him." I'm like,
yeah.
that's still
I feel
That's my
like
best friend.
that is still worthy of.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like I'd see that. Like I'd see like someone kiss their parents on the lips, and in my head I just hear that like ad being like Pornhub, you're gonna love Pornhub Live. Like just that, like my brain goes to now what all pornography is now.
Dude, you couldn't even
weird incest porn stuff.
But like, you couldn't even like your parents in school.
No.
Like, you couldn't even be like, yeah, my mom's cool. Like,
Yeah.
people would be like, oh, mama's boy.
Yeah, that definitely happened if it was like public, but I feel like being nice to your, like trying to be nice to your parents around other kids was cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't cool to scream at your parents in front of your, you know what I mean? In front
Oh,
of
yeah.
other kids.
Well, actually, yeah, no, I feel like most people were like, they were tight with their parents.
I think like you're tight, but like you go
Yeah.
to school and you can't be like, oh, my mom is like so cool.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what?
yeah. Well,
Like-
one of the best pieces of advice I ever got was after a high school basketball game. It was actually from my oldest brother. But I remember I was so upset after the game. We lost. It was like a big game where I was all in my head. You know, it's like after a bad set or something. And another kid's dad, came up to me and he was like, "Hey, great game, Casey." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like that, like whatever." And my brother was like, "Hey, no matter what, if someone is nice and says something, especially like an elder person,
Yeah.
is like, hey, just be like, oh, thank you, and then shake their hand and be nice, you know."
Yeah.
And I'm glad he told me that, because now, if I have a bad set of the show and I'm around audience members, I never do the thing where I'm like, ugh, to an audience member,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
unless I like have a breakdown. But if I have like a middle of the road set and somebody comes up to me, I always in my head I hear my brother's voice being like, just be like, thank you, like
Yeah.
thanks so much, you know, like
just
whatever,
be
just
nice.
be like, try and keep it in, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was in high school, I could not keep it in. I was so, you know. But it was like a kid's dad, and then he was like, that kid's dad is gonna think you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And I had to like think about, you know.
He's like, good game, good game.
But have you ever done that before where you congratulate someone and they're like, it fucking sucked, and you're like, well, thanks for wasting my congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in
Exactly.
comedy all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, good set. They're like, oh, well, you know, I really could have done better. And you're like, well,
Yeah. When you first start, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started, I could not hide that shit at all. You know?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I
yeah.
still kind of do that shit
Yeah.
sometimes. If I'm steaming off after like
Yeah.
after a set I don't like, and someone's like, I really like that joke, I'm like, fuck you. Like, I'm
yeah.
like, I don't even like you.
Or it's like a joke you know works, but the one you didn't, you want to
Yeah.
work didn't. And then-
Yeah, someone compliments a 5-year-old joke. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, really? You like it? You like that old joke?
Man, we're such hateful people.
Oh yeah. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah. We're a heads up. We're sitting at an hour now, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to give the FYI. My computer's doing that thing where it like stops at 10 minutes, but I had to watch the clock.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like eyeballing it. It's like 8:30. I think we started at like 7:30-ish.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. So I'm just giving the old watch check.
Cool.
We are three sweaty boys right now.
Yeah. How am I gray? Oh, it's not so bad.
Actually, I don't know if
can
it's
see it.
sweat. But there's definitely dew on our faces.
I got that
Yeah.
glow.
Yeah,
Just
we
that
have
humidity.
I got that Gen Z girl on Instagram glow.
Yeah. Dude, that
on my
is-
forehead right now.
makeup style.
I saw someone who is like my age kind of, and she just did like a modeling shot, and so it's like you could tell
Yeah.
modern version of makeup compared to how I knew how she used to do makeup like
Yeah.
5 or so years ago, and it's like she looks like she dipped her face in olive oil, you know. So that
It's
sheen.
funny. It just looks like, to me, this is gonna sound mean, but it just looks like sweat. They look like
Yeah,
the
you
way
look
you
sweaty.
Yeah,
look
but
when
it
you're
looks like-
glistening. You're glistening.
Yeah.
I guess
It's
is
like
the look.
fresh sweat, you know.
Yeah.
A healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, it
Healthy.
looks like when you're sweaty. Like that's sometimes people look good. You know, you
Yeah.
see someone at the beach and they're like, they've been out sweating all day and your hair's kind of wet. It's like you look good.
Yeah.
So I get the idea of it, but it's just like I just want them to know that you look sweaty.
Ooh, that girl just started sweating.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh.
but I mean,
Pheromones.
here's the thing: is like, I mean, I don't know, like, if someone were sweaty and still hot, you really own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's why when you're young, you can dress however the fuck you want because you don't look that bad. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, except for kids that look bad.
Yeah.
They look bad all the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
That's why I was like fine growing up, you know, like weight wise and stuff and everything. But man, I do have true empathy because some of these kids, they look bad, and that is tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to look bad.
Yeah.
And
also
You
be
talking
wearing
about
cargo
awkward,
shorts and-
awkward phase?
well, like yeah, I'm saying like when kids look bad,
yeah.
like and that's what you're saying. It's like you dress whatever you want. Those kids, they are dressing like Damien, like they're wearing cargo shorts, but they also look weird.
Yeah,
You know?
I guess you have to be hot. I guess you can wear whatever you want when
yes,
you're hot.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So if you can look sweaty and be hot, you're taking something that no one else can do. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
Yeah.
like famous people, like celebrities look
Yeah.
hot. Matthew McConaughey, sweaty is like that's his look, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a little.
He's supposed to be
He's
a little
supposed to be
wet.
glistening a little.
Yeah, he's a little wet. you
Is
know?
he still wet now that he's all scrawny? Is he still wet?
I think he's a
Is
little
he still
wet.
scrawny?
I
Yeah.
think he's a little wet.
Isn't
now.
he still scrawny?
I don't know.
I feel like he was too old to get that back. You know?
It's just gone now.
He lost
The
it
muscle.
all for what? The
Dallas Buyers Club?
Dallas Buyers Club.
I don't know. Christian Bale gained it back and more in his
Yeah.
last
Oh,
run. He
yeah,
lost
that's
so many
true.
weight. So
when Ryan Gosling takes that shirt off in Crazy Stupid Love, you're like, you better be sweating.
Yeah,
you got to be wet.
Yeah, you better be a little.
You
wet.
need to see the curves. It's a 2D,
Right.
But it's
shot.
interesting with makeup to me. It's interesting with the face. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like my face looks. I'm sweaty right now. I bet you I look bad. I bet you I look a little flushed. You look. I look sick when I'm sweaty. I look like I have a fever.
Yeah.
And so like that's what's interesting to me. I'm
I
like,
wish
why do
there
you want
was
your
an
face
option for makeup, to be honest, for men,
done? Sure.
Yeah.
without
of
it being a
course.
thing. You know what I mean? Like, of course I can wear makeup, but my boss commented on my pink shoes. He's going to comment on my eyeliner or something.
Yeah.
But I like the
Yeah.
idea of still having a baseline look, whether I'm hungover or
You
You
know?
can kind of hide it a little.
yeah.
Like hide a bad day.
Well,
Yeah.
girls say that. They say that beards are the man's makeup.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually.
They are the
Yeah.
man's makeup. So
We all have. Man, you ever shave your beard and you're like, this is what my chin looks like?
I thought I thought I had a good chin, and then I shaved, and I was like, I look like a guppy. I look,
on the first day, it's always like shocking, but then you get used to your face again.
Yeah.
I think I have a pretty fine chin. It's not like it's not defined, but it's like it's not nothing. But at the same time, what I really hate about shaving is how fat my face is. That's what it is for me.
Oh.
I take the beard off and I'm like, this is not good.
That's the
This
thing.
is
It's like
not good.
I don't think my face is that fat, but when I shave, compared to how when I used to shave all the time and I had a scrawny face.
Me too, yeah.
And now it's like it's a face I don't even know.
Yeah.
You
like
know?
in freshman year of college, I always had a shaved face. I never had a beard till like junior year of college or senior year. And I was way thinner, and I shaved every day basically. And that was like a thin man's face. And now when I shave, I have a 27-year-old man's face, and it's just different. It's different to look at.
Yeah.
know? And I've got pretty pronounced cheeks too. I've always had chubby cheeks, like kind of. So like when I was scrawny, like they just looked like well-defined little things, and now I just look fat. I shave and I just look, for day one. But then you look fine.
Yeah. I do the opposite. I feel like every time I shave, I'm like, I am a skeleton. I'm a skeleton of a man. I look. It just goes like in. I'm like, oh.
I haven't seen you clean. Oh yeah. You buzzed it a bit ago. You
Yeah,
didn't go fully, right?
No, I always leave a little bit of stubble on.
Yeah.
The clean shave that's tough.
tough.
It looks so smooth.
It's a tough look.
Yeah. I do like the feel of it, though. I do like being clean shaven.
Yeah.
I don't like the look of it, but I do like being clean shaven.
Yeah.
I like shaving also. The act of it is like nice.
I always shave my neck now with a straight razor, and I miss shaving up here with a straight razor.
My dad calls that a British shave or something like that. He makes fun of it. I'm like, you just let it all grow underneath? He's like, yeah. I'm like, God, the Irish are animals.
Well, that looks bad. It looks bad to have neck hair. Like I even have a little bit right now, and it's not even that noticeable. But to me,
Yeah.
I'm like, this looks bad. I'm gonna shave tonight.
Yeah,
Shower and
I think
shave.
so too.
Yeah. That's like a big luxury thing where I'm like, that's a thing I would spend money on is getting a shave. If I'm just blowing money, I'm like, I'm getting that.
At a barbershop.
Yeah.
I actually hate that.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like they're
Razor
gonna
blade.
I feel like they're gonna slit my throat.
Yeah.
Every
Sweeney
time I
Todd.
feel like I'm like that blade that they have is like a knife.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they're like right here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, if they just fuck up, I'm dead. In a
Yeah, well, you got to
barbecue.
go to a place with witnesses
Yeah.
So that's in New York.
Someone just
maybe
having
it's
a bad day.
Yeah, maybe it's a New York
Well,
thing. I'm
that's-
like, this guy's just gonna cut my throat.
It's 100 degrees
That's
up.
like
Yeah.
that's another example of why you can't go to the $15 haircut spot
Yeah.
and then get a neck shave.
That's right. Yeah, I got it there, and he was taking so long, and the whole time just having a panic attack, being like, "Get
Yeah.
this man with a knife away from my neck in my
Yeah,
face."
you got to go
know?
to one of these barbers that's like a millionaire. You're like, ooh, he has something to lose. You got to find a
Yeah.
barber who has something to lose.
Yeah,
Then
these
they'll
hipster
probably-
barbers.
Yeah.
You got to go to these hipster barbers. You can't go to the like in New York. This is not. It's like a stereotype, but it's like also a thing. But like Eastern European barbershops are a thing in
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
I never experienced that in any other part of the
Mm-hmm.
country so far. Like when I went to LA, I remember I got a haircut there,
Yeah.
and we went to the cheap one, and it was not Eastern Russian
No.
guys. Like it's all
Yeah.
Russians here. It's weird. All
Dude,
the cheap
and
haircuts.
Russians are the ones that just go like straight. They go
Yeah.
straight across, and they're like, "That is $15."
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
and they also go. They also do. It's the same length all the way around.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you look
yeah.
like Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
know, I love the Puerto Rican place I go to
Oh yeah.
in Bushwick. It's great.
Yeah. What's the appeal?
Oh, they just do like everything. They're super tidy. They put like time into it.
Yeah.
And then they do the hot towel. I love the hot towel.
Hot towel's nice. I like that in the
Yeah.
back. I don't mind when they shave straight rays on the back and the
Yeah.
neck. That feels good.
Mhm.
And they put the stuff on there. That feels good. And it looks really, really clean because I get that like stubble back here, and I kind of hate it.
Yeah. The little
Looks
wings.
it looks real messy, and so I like when they completely shave it off.
The good one, the good trick is the shampoo with the head massage. That is my jam.
Yeah, that's it. That's good. That's like tingles all over the body.
Oh. Well, if that's what ASMR is, then I get
That's
it.
kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
But I need a good firm,
I need a
firm head
I need a
massage.
firm
Yeah, you got to
scalp
dig
massage.
in to reach those
Yeah, yeah.
nerves.
Yeah.
Are people as someone who is familiar with ASMR, would
Mhm.
you say that people who say like bondage and pain and all that stuff in sex, would you say that they are probably most likely not ASMR people? Like
Oh, I don't
people
know.
who need like a flood of like
Oh, interesting.
you
Like,
know tangible
like they actually need to get like hit or
experience.
something?
Not even hit, but like people who just like pain
Tied
and
up?
pleasure and like all that stuff mixed together and like
I don't know. There's something about like I could see tied up being like an ASMR trigger
yeah.
because
Tied up.
because it's like someone is like because the big one is like customer service or like doctors or things where people are taking care of you. You know,
Right.
they're like really good at their job of taking care of you. So I guess if like you think of taking care of you as being like you tie me up and
Right.
and
Would
that
it
makes
have
you
to
feel
be
good.
delicately tied up?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like the idea that my customer service job is getting someone off somewhere. I really like that.
Yeah.
You know, when I really get someone
Yeah,
their
yeah.
underwear right, and then they're probably at
Getting their
home
nuts off.
jacking off. I like that idea.
Someone sees you do an extra step and they go, "Ooh."
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, they gotta like shake it off.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, "Ooh, wow.
I'm like, not only are we going to replace the sweatpants for you, I'm going to send them today.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they just get the shivers.
Dude, I remember one of
I hope my job never listens to this. I fired.
I was going shoe shopping as
I think
a kid.
they'd be okay with you, like
Wanting to do good
yeah,
at it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do my good job because I'm at work imagining all these guys jacking off.
No, I'm
Like,
not saying
oh,
that. I'm
How
not
well?
saying
How can I make this guy jack off?
that. Yeah, you love it. through the computer screen.
I was going shoe shopping as a kid, and I got a pair, and the guy was going to grab another size, and then he brought back another shoe that I might like, and I really liked the shoe he grabbed, and it was just like tingles all over my body.
Because he got the right shoe.
Because he was like, oh, and I thought you'd also maybe like this, and I thought maybe you'd like that, and it was like, and I saw it, and I was like, I do like that, and then it was just like tingles down my spine.
wow.
And it was just like a
Never experienced that.
yeah. It was just like this person is just being nice. This person
Sounds like a disorder.
Damn.
hey, it's called
Yeah.
a response.
Yeah.
It's called a
Damn.
autonomous
I'm just
sensory.
kidding. I'm just
meridian
jealous
response.
that you get to feel good for someone doing their job.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting tingles, my foot just fell asleep.
Oh no.
So I'll have to move it around a little bit. I will say that's my least favorite feeling in America.
What are you talking about?
A numb foot?
Yeah.
Numb
yeah.
parts?
Yeah, and you
Oh.
get and you have to, and then the first when you press down, it's like it
man.
hurts so bad you can't walk.
Have you guys ever had your head go numb?
No.
That's
I
like
don't even know-
horrifying.
I don't even know what that would feel like.
I like it's just it sometimes happens if I lay on a couch a certain way.
Oh,
and
I've
it's
had
not
that.
it's not like
It's
it's
not
not like your head. It's like
it's your
all the
neck.
skin around
Yeah,
your
it's-
scalp kind of goes numb.
That's you know what that is though. It's probably neck pain.
Yeah.
that's shooting into your because I sometimes sleep badly.
Yeah.
and then it feels like I feel like I can't move my entire head.
Yeah.
But I think that's neck pain. Neck
Yeah.
pain I've heard is specifically like some of the worst. If you hurt your neck, like like stiff neck and stuff, it's some of the worst pain you can have.
Have you guys ever had both your leg like waist down go numb?
I've
No.
had. I mean, my foot is numb right now. This one.
Sometimes if I sit like this, it's happened like you know
Yeah.
ferries have opposing seats, and I'd sit with
Uh-huh.
my legs across, and sometimes like I'd take a nap and I wake up and both my legs would be
But you're
dead, and I'd go to stand up and it's just shooting pain, you know,
Yeah,
as
that's
both
brutal.
my legs are like
Getting blood back.
firing
Yeah.
back.
Have you guys ever got this? Have you guys ever slept on your arm wrong for a whole night?
yeah.
And then you wake. Have you ever woken up and you cannot move your arm?
Yeah.
I've done it both my arms because I sleep
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
you know.
And then you
Whoa.
do that thing, and you have to you're lifting it with your
Yeah,
other hand.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, go work,
Yeah.
work. Dude, I had a nap. This is a quick story, but I had a nap on Thursday night when you woke. When you had just gotten home, and I had just woken up.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys ever had a nap where not only do you not know when you always wake up from a nap and you go, what time is it? You don't know what time it is. I had such a heavy nap for so brief that I didn't know where I was or who I was.
yeah.
I legitimately was like, where am I right now? And then my first thought, I'm not even joking, was this is Damien's house. I said that. I said this. I said I'm
Look,
in
I think the same way. I think
I said I'm in Damien's house.
Damien's
And
house.
then I had a thought going, why am I at Damien's house? And then I thought, this is your house.
I love that your mind's baseline
Uh.
is Damien's house, and then your conscious adds, no, it's my house. But deep in your subconscious, you're like, I live under Damien's laws.
Yeah, it was three steps. It was, this is Damien's house. Then it was, why am I at Damien's house? And then it was like, no, this is my house.
Yeah.
I live here.
Yeah, that is always like it's terrifying, but it's also kind of fun thinking back. Like you wake up and you're like, literally no idea where I was. You know, I could be right here, and I wake up like, where?
Yeah, well, sometimes you get the because you're lost in the maybe it's you when you for me it's naps because I come out of REM sleep when you're not supposed to, and I'm like sometimes I'll be like I need a second to be like what day who am I I don't even know who I am
Yeah.
when I wake up because you're so coming out of a dream. Did I tell you I had a dream about Damien the other night? You were
Yeah.
gone.
Did
were
you
gone
stay
I'm on his
mad at
mind.
him all weekend?
no, get this. I wake up on Saturday morning and I go, I had a dream about you last night. This is my dream. I had a dream that Damien was home and he was weeping in his room. I could hear him weeping. And I knock on his door and I go, Damien, what's wrong? And he goes, I'm so sorry, man. I just found out my parents are getting a divorce. I had a dream that Damien's parents got divorced. He was really sad about it.
Yeah.
Did you console him?
Well, no. It
Well,
was
he
a
better.
dream.
It was my house.
Yeah.
You're in my house. You console me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I have nothing.
Well, we're
I'm
at
sweating. Yeah.
8:42.
Probably wrap it.
I should say if we wrap it, we should also maybe say this was Crush Boys episode 2. We never said it. We just
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of went in.
Oh yeah.
This is our second episode. It's coming out late tonight. It's going to be up right now. If you're listening, it's up. It's Monday. Sorry for the delay. Dwayne was out of town. And
Should we pose a question or?
did we? What was there anything that was like a big thing that we were?
Well,
trying
the
to
last
figure
one
out?
was jacking off.
Yeah, but
Oh,
what about
yeah.
this episode? Was there like a debate that we had? Do you think this
don't
is
think so.
Damien's house or Casey's house or Dwayne's house?
Yeah, whose house is this?
Whose house are we in?
I'll tell you right now. I know who it is because the census woman keeps on calling me,
Yeah.
and she's going to send me to jail if I don't fill out that.
She dropped
is.
an envelope off.
You
for
got an envelope.
Yeah,
It
she
says your name
called
on it.
me on Sunday. I'm in Minnesota, and she is like, Mr. Cullen, are you home? And I go, I'm in Minnesota. She's like, I'm surprised you answered the phone. I can't get a hold of you. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm outside your door, so I probably can't reach you in person right now. I'm like, no, definitely not She
Came
was
here on a s-
outside here because she wants to do it
crazy.
in person. She's like, it'll take 20 minutes. She's just,
Let's do it in person.
well, because I didn't do it online.
Oh,
But it's like,
Is she
I
gonna
think,
kill us?
no, it's because I'm like first on the lease or something probably.
yeah.
Is this
Whatever her
government
record
stuff?
is, it's
Yeah.
like, well, they didn't come after Damien. They came after me.
It's Dwayne's house.
Yeah.
Uh,
So whoever does the census.
Is this?
But also,
is
I
this
thought
government?
the census is next year. So I thought maybe this is the New York
Maybe it's
one.
released next year. I don't really know how the census works.
Right.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Maybe it's an opportunity for me to find out.
Spooky stuff.
We can learn about the census.
Should I
Tell you
lie?
what, that woman knocks on the door when I'm home. I'm gonna tell her to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Dwayne lives here? No, you can get out.
Tell her to give
get
me
out of
my taxes back.
Yeah, get out of my house. Get out of Damien's house.
Damien lives
This
here.
isn't Dwayne's house.
This is
Oh, no,
Damien's house.
no, she's gonna find out. She's gonna start harassing me.
I
Yeah.
love it. She said she was ringing the doorbell a bunch, which is
Oh.
our downstairs neighbors. So they
oh,
probably hate that.
It's crazy. She came to our house on a Sunday. What the?
She
fuck?
has come to the house now 3 times.
Have you been home when she's come?
No. I did
So,
see her outside once and walked past her.
What'd she look like?
She's just like normal looking, like later middle aged.
And she works for the government.
Yeah, it's a government.
And they do that? This is a thing they do?
Yeah,
They
it's a
come to-
census.
No, but they come to people's houses like
I guess so. The census is only every 10 years. I'm new to it.
Fuck,
Yeah.
man. We got to figure that out. I'll fill it out.
Yeah,
But
True
anyways,
American. Casey McGowan.
Yeah. I don't mess with the government. Man.
Well,
I don't
there's
know
a
what they want.
huge booklet over there if you want to fill it. I think you guys threw it away.
No, it's over there.
in the Manila envelope.
Yeah.
The big
it's
yellow.
in the, yeah, it's
Just
in
a
the-
bunch of questions like who's got a job, who doesn't.
Yeah.
It's in the mail.
Yeah, yeah.
Mail drawer.
Well, this is well informative.
All right.
Come back with your census stories.
Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
Casey McGowan, 2 N's on Instagram and Twitter. Although, fellas, today I deleted both off my phone.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Why is that?
And I was looking at Twitter all weekend because I was home all weekend. And then we had a discussion about it on Sunday, but it really makes me sick to my stomach now.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's 2 things. It's either angry stuff that I hate. There was a big controversy in comedy over the weekend that made me like disgusted
Right.
with having to read all of it. And then the other side of it is that there's people that get thousands of likes for jokes that I don't understand or how to write. So I think I'm done with it. Like I'll tweet every once in a while,
Yeah.
but my new rule is if I'm going to tweet, it will be from my laptop. I need to be from a place where I'm thinking and writing or something, and then I'll post it. But I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just going to be on my phone.
It's
doing it.
designed to make you crazy.
Yeah, and it honestly it drove me crazy today. I was like, I have to get because I kept seeing jokes that I don't understand, and then angry controversy stuff, and I was like, this is the first time I'm really starting to feel affected by it.
Yeah.
So, but at Casey McGowan, 2 N's, Instagram and Twitter. Instagram, we're gonna post about the podcast. We'll post tonight and stuff. So
Yeah.
follow us there, Dwayne.
At Dwayne Cullen on both.
And I'm at Damien Holmes with 2 S's at the end. Also at Crush Boys Pod is the Instagram for the podcast, which I
Yeah.
guess we'll probably post clips and
Yep.
memes perhaps at some
Ooh,
point. Maybe if we think of
anime memes?
Well, I got to keep that in my personal. I don't want to.
Dude, I wish we could do the personal ones we do all the time in the group chat.
We probably can.
Well,
once
maybe
people
that's
get-
the-
yeah.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Also, crushboyspod@gmail.com. Get at us. Send us an email if you guys have any questions. If you want to just chime in, if you want us to talk about something, let us know. That would be great. Give us some topics because maybe that'll really spark some debate. Also, can I just say, no, you should tell Dwayne your nickname for the rapper that had the controversy before we go. Because we couldn't say his name.
Oh,
right.
we kept saying his name, so I called him Triple X Comic Con.
Triple X Comic Con.
Because I was
Yeah.
saying XXXicon, and then he finally
I
said
thought it was
triple
to knock
Xicon.
to XXX.
Yeah, well, it was like
Well, that would be.
Isn't
Is
the
that-
name first and then the X's?
wait, but the X's are before. I don't
the
really
X's
know.
Are they
come
before?
written? Yeah, but maybe he says it backwards. These fucking lunatics. These
Yeah, maybe,
lunatics.
yeah.
What was the rapper's name that your friend OP told you about? This is really
yeah.
funny.
Opie was like, because like, oh, this is where the controversy originated from, and it was like on this rapper. It was oh god, what was his name? It was Oh, Ski Mask the Slump God.
Nice.
Ski Mask,
I
the
was-
Slump
I
God.
was like, whoa.
The
And he's
new
like,
rapper, the like mumblecore sad boy rappers, their names are, I gotta be honest, like Little Peep and XXX Triple Xicon or whatever.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
freaking hate all of them. It's like
The
I
problem
don't
with his
know.
name, I didn't even read it. I just saw it. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
never heard of
I
him
didn't.
before
I didn't
this?
pronounce it. No, should I have?
No, me neither. This is
Yeah.
the first time I was like,
he
I
was
remember when he
20.
died. Yeah,
but dude, look at this. I looked up his YouTube. His main video has 350 million views on it,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me that something could have 350 million views and someone like you and I and Damien would not know anything about
Welcome to middle age.
it. Wild. But
Adulthood.
anyways, if it, you know what we're gonna get? We're gonna get a bunch of clown emojis on our posts.
get
They're gonna hear
clowned.
this. They're gonna hear this and spam our
Oh,
posts.
dude, it'd be nice to get a little.
Honestly, yeah. If
Yeah.
you wanna come at us, fans, come at us.
Episode 2, Controversy.
Yeah.
The controversial one.
What was the one you wanted to call this? It was a really good name because it was about the weather.
Oh, the Stormy One.
the Stormy
Oh,
one.
yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear a little ASMR.
Yeah, that is one, Damien. I will say before we go, I love it.
The rain.
Well, rain and nature sounds and stuff really fucking.
Yeah.
You don't get that? Do you get that with? Like, listening to 'em?
I gotta be. I love being in the rain and forest. Listening to it doesn't like appease me.
Triggers me a little bit.
Yeah.
It gets me going in the right way.
Yeah. It's
But-
very relaxing.
Yeah.
So, everyone, good night. This is Crush Boys ASMR.